right, well, let's go ahead. Let's get started into Lauren. How was your childhood growing up? What were you into in grade school and different things like that? How your family, how many brothers and sisters? How was Lauren as a child?
Lauren as a child, oh gosh, this is funny. So I'm from Ohio, born and raised, from Dayton, Ohio specifically. And my dad served 21 years in the Air Force. So growing up, I did live on base for at least until I was about 10. I would say about 10 or 11 years old. Okay. I had a great childhood. I do not take that for granted. I came from a two-parent household. Still, my parents are still together, getting ready to celebrate their anniversary here pretty soon.
Nice.
But I was definitely a tomboy growing up. I will admit that. I wanted to do everything that the boys did. I mean, granted, I still played with Barbies and everything like that. I still, had friends that were girls, but I had more fun playing with the boys. Like, I had video games. I had a Nintendo, Super Nintendo. As far as school goes, I was always the disruptive one in terms of getting other students off of task because I am ADD/ADHD.
Okay.
So whenever parent-teacher conference come around, my parents already knew what my teachers were going to tell them.
Yeah.
But
was you real chatty in class, or kind of the class clown?
I was giggly. I was giggly. I was always looking for an opportunity to laugh about something. I mean, I'm sure you guys can already see some of that in my personality on stream, but yeah, I was just goofy. I was a goofy kid. I did play sports. I tried basketball. I was not good at basketball. I did run track in junior high and in high school. Wasn't good enough to run in college, and I accepted that. But I was a sprinter in junior high as well as high school.
Okay.
100, 200, 4x1, 4x2, long jump, high jump. But once I realized that my sprinting days were over, I got into long distance, and as you guys know, trying to getting back into shape so that I can start running marathons again. But I started running marathons probably about, I would say 9 years ago was when I started. And then life kind of happened. And I just let myself go. And then I just really took this year to get because I enjoyed doing that, right? Like I said, we all have challenges. We all have things that we go through. Mm-hmm. And life just kind of happened, and I let myself go. So I'm like slowly but surely. I mean, it's been a 8-month process. I mean, I've been at this since late December, early January of just getting myself, just getting back to myself, right? Just getting back to myself, getting back into shape. So that I can be ready to run marathons next year. I wanted to run two marathons this year, but I just decided to go ahead and take this year to get into shape, which I think I'm on the right track with doing that, and then next year just going full gear with running marathons. But yeah, I come from a military household. I definitely got spanked growing up a lot. I know what it means to be disciplined, thanks to my dad. But I had a great childhood. We took hella advantage of those Disney discounts, military discounts. Hey. I literally went to Disney World when I was younger every year for my birthday, which was my birthday September 9th. So every year we went to Disney World for my birthday. Okay. Obviously we don't do that anymore. But yeah, I had a blessed childhood. I still have a very loving family, loving mom, loving dad. But yeah, I was a kid that loved being outside, loved playing with the boys, loved playing video games, and yeah, I had a great childhood, and I tell my parents that all the time. And I realize that there are, people out there that don't share that, yeah. And I recognize that, and that's why I see it definitely as a blessing, because not everybody had the same upbringing as I did. And I don't look at myself, I will never ever look at myself as being above anybody. Like, I know people like to come into my chat and say, oh, you're the goddess of Madden, you're the best female Madden streamer out there. And I tell them, I will never, ever, ever take that title. I will never claim that title. I will never put myself above anyone else, because it just does not create unity. It creates divide, and it's just not. I mean, I know that they're trying to be nice in some form or fashion, but I just, I that's just not me. That's just not me. So, but yeah, I had a great childhood. If I could do it all over again, I would. Let's see. As far as, high school, like I said, I was just a clown. I didn't care about school. I just did what I needed to do to get by, C's, get degrees. I just cared about hanging out with my friends and having fun. Like, yeah. But obviously that changed when I got to college. I did start off at a junior college and then transferred to the University of Cincinnati, and then got my four-year degree there, which was great because I was wild. I was totally wild.
Partying and stuff?
Cool. What's that?
Partying and stuff?
Well, just hanging out. I just didn't care about anything. I just cared about hanging out with my friends and just, I just didn't take anything seriously.
Yeah.
But eventually, I grew out of that, and I learned to be responsible and what it meant to study and, take care of myself and yeah.
I do want to touch back on your marathon run. It's funny because we talked about running yesterday. I started running my senior year. I didn't want nothing to do with running, and then my coach, who had been trying my junior year when I switched schools, wanted me to run cross country, and it was like, no way. Like, I hated running, so it was like, why do I want to do that? We go into senior year, springtime, and it's like, I just want to do a spring sport to finish out my year. So I went into the track, and they needed long distance runners because nobody wanted to do it. Long story short, I loved it. I can't believe that. I wish if I can go back, I would do that again to start off, my freshman year. And so I went from doing that to, as an adult, 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons. I haven't touched a full marathon yet. Just, like you said, life happens. But the events are so much fun. Like, they have so many different things. They live, party it up, and I'm all like, man, this is a lot of fun. And I have like a million medals that I've collected from doing all these events. So the marathon is next. I gotta get some of those in, especially some of the big ones like New York and Boston and whatever. But
oh yeah. And you have to actually qualify for those. Like,
you do.
It's not one of those where you can just say, hey, I'm here to sign up. Like, no, you actually have to have like a qualifying time in order to be able to participate in that. But that would be a dream. That would absolutely be a dream for me to run in New York or something like that. That would be awesome for sure.
It'll be
but
really cool.
For me, I just, as you get older, your metabolism slows down. Like, it's just important for me to be active. Because I'm the type of person, if I don't do nothing and I'm just eating all the time, I will blow up. And I did. I literally, from 2017 all the way to 2020, and with COVID, I blew the heck up, and it's so funny because people are like in such amazement, and they're like, oh my gosh, have you seen Lauren? Like, she's lost so much weight, blah, 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 blah. Like, this is legit. Like, the way I look right now is legit how I used to look like, I would say like 2017 and beyond, right? So I'm actually back. I'm back to the way that I actually used to look back in the day. So,
and congrats on that, because you put a lot of hard work into that. And I've seen some of your journey on Twitter, and that's awesome. Like, to balance all, streaming and whatever you do outside of streaming, and then still get your runs in. That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. It's priority. It's definitely priority. So
So I do want to ask you, when did you first get into gaming? Like, what was your first games that you like, your first system? When did you first get into gaming?
System was Nintendo.
Okay.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yes.
Let's see, Duck Hunt, Paperboy. By the way, I don't blame me. I had the orange gun. I didn't have that sorry gray one. I definitely had the orange gun for Duck Hunt. That was my first console.
Yes.
And then I got let's see, what did I get? After that, I graduated to Super Nintendo. I played a Sega Genesis, but I never had one. Okay. I was pretty much Nintendo growing up. Now, I don't know if you remember the Sega Game Gear.
Yes.
The handheld device. I had a Sega Game Gear. I didn't have very many games on those, but there was an X-Men game. I forget what the hell the game was called, but I played the hell out of that game. Now, I don't know if you remember either, but they actually used to sell like individual games like at grocery stores. So you could get like an individual like handheld like baseball game or like a Disney game. Like you could play Little Mermaid or something.
No,
like
I remember
these
those.
things were like, I don't know, maybe like $25 or something
I had a
like
John
that.
Madden one.
Yeah. I used to play the hell out of those things. Let's see. I had all the Game Boy. Well, I shouldn't say all the Game Boys. I had the regular Game Boy, and then I got the Game Boy Color. I got a red one.
Oh, okay.
And then I had the Game Boy. So the Game Boy Color was the one that you had the little light adapter, because even though it was color, like you still couldn't see what the hell was going on. So I think I had the neon blue one.
Okay.
And then they did actually have Game Boys that were different colors. So I had a red one. I had a red one of that, and then they had like smaller ones that you could get. They had like a neon yellow one. In fact, I still have that. It doesn't turn on.
Okay.
It doesn't turn on, but I still have that one. In fact, I'll take a picture of it and show everybody. Let's see. And then that graduated to PlayStation. I got a PlayStation for Christmas. Played the hell out of a PlayStation. I did not get a PlayStation 2. My sister, I have a younger sister. We are actually 9 years apart. She actually got a PlayStation 2 for Christmas. Played with it for maybe a week. Played with it for maybe a week, and then I just took it from her because I knew she wasn't gonna play it. Never got. I had a PSP. I had a PlayStation. I think it was called PlayStation Portable. Loved that. In fact, I played Madden on that. That was goated.
Okay.
What else did I have? I had. I did not get a PlayStation 3 because at the time in which they were released, which was I think the same time as the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3 was hell of expensive.
Yeah.
Like it was way more money. It was cheaper to get an Xbox 360, and that's when I actually moved over into Xbox. And I was Xbox for 10 years. For 10 years between. I didn't stop playing Xbox. I mean, I'm back on it now since I have a Series X, but I was Xbox for. I had the 360. I actually had two 360s because I had the red
rings. Oh, I hated it.
Yep. I had the red ring of death. So I had two Xboxes. And then I got an Xbox One. I did not get the Xbox One X. Let's see. And then I bought a PlayStation 4 brand new last year in preparation for PlayStation 5 because I knew that I was going to play Madden on PlayStation 5 or just PlayStation in general. Yeah. And I wanted a PlayStation 5. Like PlayStation is goated when it comes to RPGs, and I do love RPGs. Like you saw the clip, like when I first started streaming, I was playing Assassin's Creed and a couple other RPG games, but let's see, now I have a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series X. So I've had a whole line of video games and consoles that I played with throughout my life. So
nice. I love it. Love it. That is awesome. Now, when did you start playing Madden?
Started playing Madden, I would say 2005. My first Madden was 06. Okay. I always get this mixed up. 06 was the one with McNabb on the cover. Yeah. And the reason being is because that was the only football game that you could get at the time. I was legit a 2K person. I did not play Madden prior to 06. I got 2K4 and 2K5, and if I remember correctly, ESPN 2K5 was the one with Terrell Owens on the cover in the Eagles jersey. I freaking loved 2K so much. I enjoyed it so much. And it's weird because like I was actually at a frat party while I was in school, and I saw some guys playing it, and I was like, and at that time, like I had kind of taken a break from video games. Like I just wasn't really into them at the time. And then I actually picked back up playing video games from watching these guys play 2K5, and bought the game on PlayStation 2. I was never really, so as I got into Madden, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like, I'll just be honest. Like, I liked scoring touchdowns. I had no idea what I was doing schematically. I had no idea what I was doing in terms of understanding the plays, understanding defensive concepts, understanding really just anything. Like, I would play the CPU on easy, right? I would play the CPU on easy just so that I could score and get picks. But I am so grateful, honestly, for Madden 21, because Madden 21 really catapulted me in terms of me taking the time to understand and learn scheme and I have a ton of people, I'm sure they're all in chat, I have a ton of people to thank for that. Like, I know Shrades has definitely been there to help me and sending me pointers. A lot of other people have as well, and like I'm subscribed to Zan Madden's Gridiron game plans, and I'll be in that vault quite a bit for 22. But my problem now is, like, I just don't take the time that I should to lab, right? But I was definitely that person that, like, no offense to anybody that does this, but would play franchise. And when I first started actually streaming Madden, I played franchise, and the only thing that I would really do in MUT were the challenges. I never got into head-to-head. I absolutely didn't get into weekend league.
Yeah.
But it was this year that I was like, you know what? Let's stop playing the CPU. Let's actually start playing real people, and I love it. I'm legit addicted. This game gets on my nerves so much, but like it's so much fun. Like I said, I come from a sports family. I love sports. I absolutely love football. I had a career in the NFL from an administration standpoint, or I guess a staff standpoint, if you will. And like, I'm excited for Madden 22. I'm super excited for Madden 22. And I've grown so much, and I'm sure some people can attest to that. Like, I just, I'm understanding things. I mean, I have a long way to go. All right. Yeah. I have a long way to go, and I'm sure people can agree with me. Next gen is trash. Like, I might not be good, but I feel like I'm good enough to know that next gen is trash, and there are plays that should be in my favor that do not end up being in my favor. But yeah.
And I'll tell you one thing. I think when I started watching you, I kind of I could see the growth. I remember being in your streams and Roy, what do I need to do? Roy, help me with my team. I remember those streams, and to see you from then to now, you've definitely improved a lot. Your team is god tier, and I've seen the improvement. It's crazy because MUT is such a different beast. And I got into MUT from little Roro. He was about 7-8 years old and whatever. I was always the franchise guy against the CPU. I had a buddy that me and him on the weekends will stay up late night battling. We had a rivalry and just battle. And that was my Madden experience. Didn't know what MUT was. I seen it. I just thought it was confusing. I saw Roro get into it, and it just looked like a bunch of cards. I'm all like, what is this?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too. Because like I said, I've been playing since 06. And throughout that time, I just played franchise. I was just like, what is this? What is this MUT? It wasn't until, for me, I didn't get into MUT until Madden 19.
Okay.
Well, we won't say his name, but yeah, that guy on the cover. But anyway, like even with that, like I started to understand, like, it's from a challenge standpoint, and then 20 came out, and I mean, I still played franchise, but I started to develop the understanding of how to build my team through challenges, but I was still too afraid. I was still too afraid to do head-to-head and to do any type of competition. And then 21 came around, and I was like, all right, if I'm gonna be taken seriously as to anything, if I'm gonna stream, and this is just me personally talking, if I'm gonna stream this game, being one of the very few females that actually stream this game, I'm gonna have to learn how to compete. And it wasn't, I don't say that as in like it was a forceful way, like I genuinely wanted to learn, like, how, and it's fun because it's a chess match. It's like, okay, I think they're in cover 2. They've got a shell here. Oh, they've got this linebacker on Megatron. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Let me go ahead. Me.
Hey. I love it. And it is a chess match, and I enjoy it. Like, you see a lot of people that would get, hard on the game for different things or whatever. I enjoy playing Madden. Like, I love just being competitive. I love it. I love it. Weekend League. Yep. I did Weekend League consistently from, when it first opened up this year to probably around April, and then that's when I think I moved on to baseball for a little bit. But when I got Next Gen, I hopped back in, and it just felt like it was just different. And I was enjoying, especially getting in top 50. I was really liking that. But it was just a lot of fun. So I've really, really enjoyed it. And you did touch on you being a woman streamer, female streamer playing Madden. Which I like that. I love that you support other female streamers and you're really vocal about that. And a lot of people don't say anything about them, and there's so many of them out there. And this is what's funny. I've been in a few chats where you will pop up and your name Lauren is there, and like, oh, do you like Madden, or do you play Madden? Yeah. And, I've been in your chat where people ask, oh, wow, a female playing Madden. Or even on your TikToks, I'll see some of your comments. Oh, a female playing Madden. Yeah. Yes, females play Madden too. And you're really good. You're really good at it. So definitely, I love that you support.
I am getting there. But, I want to see more females in this directory, right? Yeah. Like, there's a couple, like... the name that comes to mind, first for me is Queen Jess. I think she's been playing Madden. I think she's taking a little break right now, which is completely understandable. But I think she's been playing Madden since Madden 17, and I love Queen Jess. I mean, she is the Wildcat Queen, and I love her energy and I love her vibe. And then of course you've got Primrose. She's killing it with regs and doing her thing. I think she's getting into the MUT streets this year, which I genuinely hope that she does. Like, I hope that she actually plays MUT this year and has a lot of fun with it. In fact, I think for Madden 21 they have this feature that kind of helps people and walks them along, like people that are sort of afraid to put their foot in the water. Like, I think it's the campaign or something like that. Where it like walks them through theoretically or not, that's not the word, hypothetically what it would be like if they were to play MUT and build out their MUT team. And I think there's something, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think there's something in there where they can actually, like, a card that they get can actually contribute to their real MUT team or something like that.
I think so.
Yeah, which I think is great. I think is great, because I know a lot of people that look at MUT and they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, I mean, I like playing football, but what is this MUT? Like, I don't get this. So I think it's great. But absolutely, and I have that command in my chat where I promote female Madden streamers. That's the first thing I say when they say, oh my gosh, I've never seen a female Madden streamer. I say !FMS, and my moderators or one of my followers, they just type it !FMS, and I say those are all the female Madden streamers that I know on Twitch that stream. Do me a solid, follow them, and if you feel so inclined, sub to them as well. Like, I am never going to shy away from women empowerment, especially when it comes to this directory. Like, it's no secret that this is a male dominant index, right? This is a male dominant directory, and what very little female, what very few females, me being among them, in this directory, I feel like it's important for me to promote that. I don't want people to have the misunderstanding or the misconception that I'm the only one out here, because I am not. Yeah. Right? Like I am not. So it's important for me to give due diligence where it's due, and promote the sister girls and the homegirls that are out here, because like I said, I'm not the only one. And I hope to see, like, I forget who it was, but they told me that, like, their daughter watches me and she plays Madden, and I want to say she's like, I don't know, she might be like 9 or 10 years old. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Like, I want to see her in some of these MCS championships as she gets older, and like, that's awesome, right? So
I got a question for you then. Like, no, not trying to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Is there something that EA can do? I mean, it's a little bit easier. You see in 2K where Candace Parker is on the cover, but you know, you have the WNBA aspect of it, so it's a little bit easier to do it on that, you know, perspective. But you know, now females can create a female player and, you know, have their my player and play them in a season. Is there any way, what do you think that EA can do into their game to kind of, you know, make it more inclusive for female players?
I mean, they're kind of already starting to do things like, I mean, in real life, you know, you're seeing female coaches, females on the administrative side of things just popping up left and right. And I can't think of her name. Jen, she was like Bruce Arians' assistant when he was with the Cardinals. I'm not in fact, I actually met her when I worked at the Jags. I actually met her in real life, real down to earth. I cannot think of this woman's freaking last name. I'm friends with her on LinkedIn and everything. It's gonna drive me nuts. But I think either it was Madden 20 or Madden 21 where she was physically in the game. But I think they kind of already are. Okay. I think from getting women more involved from a playing standpoint, I think that can get a little bit tricky because, you know, it's no different. I mean, I'm playing guys all the time, right? I maybe there's some females that I'm playing online, but I'd like to think that 95% of the people that I play online are guys. Yeah. So I think it can get a little bit tricky when you say, okay, we're going to create this pool just for girls. And then it's going to, you know, be like, well, you know, why can't we compete with the guys? Like, why are we in this little playpen to just play with other girl Madden players? You know what I mean? So, and then it just kind of feels like, I mean, I hate to say it, but, you know, just the differential that we see now between men and women's sports, you know, like, oh, that's cute kind of thing, you know? So I don't know. I'm sure conversations have been had. I'm sure that it's something that's been looked into, but probably not a ton of smoke under it. Cause like I said, it can get tricky. It can get tricky, but I think, like I said, I think the more females that can get in this directory and just play Madden in general is good for football, right? It's just good for football. It's good for EA. It's good for video gamers. Like, it's just good, you know? It's good to create an inclusive environment. And that's all I'm about. Personally.
And we're definitely seeing an advance in it. I know in certain states there is, I think it's called powder puff football, where there's actually tackle football for girls. We've seen a female, I think, make it last year at the college level for kicking field goals.
Yep.
So, you know, it's the interest is there, it's and
happening.
You know,
it's totally happening.
Yeah, it's slowly creeping up there.
Yep, for sure, and I love it. I think it's great.
Another thing I want to talk about, and I said earlier we was going to get into a little bit of mental awareness. I feel like that's really big in the streaming world, and it's just in IRL in general. We look at some athletes like Naomi Osaka. She stepped away from tennis for a little bit because, you know, she was just dealing with a lot of different things. And, you know, in my opinion, I feel like our culture is still not ready to handle it. You know, they're up here trying to impose different sanctions and stuff. I mean, that's not helping, you know, and they're saying that they're trying to do different things to help, but I don't think really like trying to penalize somebody is really helping. And then even in the Olympics, you know, Biles, awesome Olympian, and she's just, you know, the pressure, everything was kind of rushed for her out of her routine, and you just see it, she's not able to compete how she wants to and just had to step away. And, you know, there's been a lot of support. There's been an overwhelmingly a lot of support for her, for Naomi. We still see the other side of it where people are attacking. And, you know, I've seen you take some time off before. A lot of different streamers take some time off. How big is it to really get your mentals right to be able to do what you need to do?
Important because, you know, Twitch is always going to be here, right? Yeah. I mean, pretty much everything is going to be here. When I die and pass on, all of this is still going to be here. So it's extremely important to just take care of yourself. I mean, just to take care of your mentals and step away. Like I I have been transparent about this. I suffer from anxiety. I suffer from depression. I actually, in fact, I haven't really shared this. This is the first time I'm sharing this, but I've been seeing a therapist for almost 5 years.
Okay.
And it's been extremely helpful for me to just talk about my life, just to talk about shortcomings that I felt like that I've had in my life. And it's been really, really good for me. I am on medication for both my anxiety and my depression. But I feel like I'm at a place where I know when things are kind of getting out of control, and I feel like I'm at a good enough place to where I can control it.
Yeah.
And if it means having to step back and step away from streaming for a bit, then that's what it means, right? And I think the biggest thing, like I said, everyone deals with challenges. Everyone deals with things that they're going through. Anyone that acts like they're happy all the time, or anyone that just is feeling like that they are above the world, is just a bunch of crap. Everybody is dealing with something, so whether it's something that happened to them in the past that they can't, quite get over the hump with, or just anything, right? So I think it's great that we talk about mental health. I think it's great now, and I get it too. Some people use that as like a crutch to be not so kind to people, which I'm not really a fan of that at all. But it's super important to take care of yourself. It's, like I said, Twitch is always going to be here. If you step away for a little bit, people are going to understand, and those that don't, they can go follow someone else. It just is what it is as far as that goes. But it's so important to ultimately take care of yourself. And if it means being on medication, if it means talking to a therapist for almost 5 years, then so be it. Because at the end of the day, you matter. Everyone matters. You are important. We all have a purpose. Granted, we're all trying to, maybe some of us are still trying to figure out what that purpose might be, but we're here for a reason. And to go through life thinking that you're not wanted and that you're not loved and that you don't have a right to be on this earth is just complete bullshit. Yeah. We all have a purpose. We're all here for a reason, and I'm a firm believer of, I don't talk religion on my stream because I know that it can bring controversy. And I know everyone's different, but I am a firm believer in God. I am a believer in Christ. I'm not one of those people that, like I said, I have my shortcomings. I don't badger people over that. I'm a believer that God and Christ loves everybody. Yeah. Whether you're black, white, gay, straight, bi, whatever, I believe that Christ loves everybody, and that's just me talking. Like I said, I definitely don't talk about that in stream because I want to keep it, unified and everything like that. But again, it is extremely important to me and a mission for me to treat people the way that I want to be treated and to uplift people, right? Yeah. To uplift people. Because like I said, everybody is dealing with something and you don't know what they're dealing with. And, you being some type of positive light to them can do wonders. So it's super important to me.
So true. And you don't have to talk it, but you're teaching the principles. You're teaching the principles, and and that's one thing I like to do too. I'm the same way. I am a believer as well, and I know I kind of keep that out as far as anything that could get political or whatever. I keep it out of stream. Exactly. But if I can share different principles that I know that can help people out, then I definitely will do that.
Exactly. So like I said, I believe what I believe, but you will never ever this is just me talking in my person, regardless of who you are, your background, your sexuality, all that, Jesus loves you, period. Yeah. Yes. Period, and say it proudly. Like all this crap we don't have to go into it, but I cannot stand those people that you're going to hell, you're this, you're that, and no, you're going to hell because you are doing the complete opposite of what Jesus told you to do. But you know, like I said, we don't have to get into it, but just this is just Lauren talking, like, just know that I'm saying, you know, I love you, and all that hogwash about, you know, God not loving you and Jesus not loving you is just a lie. It's just a lie.
So let's touch on what got you streaming. Like, was it, you know, what made you want to stream? Was it somebody? Was it just something that you saw? And, you know, who was your first Twitch streamer that you was watching? And he's like, you know what, I might want to do this.
Wow. So I actually created a Twitch account back in 2015. This was back when I was living in Tallahassee working at Florida State. I didn't know anything about it. I just thought it was kind of cool, and I created an account, and you know, it just looked like a platform in which people were playing video games. I didn't really invest any time into it. I actually started investing time into it, I would say 2018. That was like when I really started to get into it. I saw that there was a directory of people playing all different types of games. And so I started doing research. I started doing research on how I could create my own stream. My very, very first stream was January 30th, 2019. And I was playing Kingdom Hearts 3. That was the game that I played. And like I said, I'm really into RPGs. No lie. My setup was a 13-inch MacBook Pro that I partitioned the hard drive so that it could run Windows on half of that hard drive, and I installed OBS. Well, I installed Windows, installed OBS, and I'm telling you, when I say that fan in that 13-inch MacBook Pro was so freaking loud, like it was about to take off. Because I was basically asking it to do, I mean, it had two operating systems on it, right? Like it had Windows on one half of the hard drive, and then it had, you know, Mac OS on the other side of the hard drive. So, you know, with me streaming, I was just asking it to do way too much. And but yeah, I came across some personal projects that paid me very, very well in the summer of 2019, and I used those funds to build my computer. I bought all the computer parts. I was back and forth as to whether or not I just wanted to buy a computer or build one, but I was like, you know what, I want the challenge. I want to be able to build my own computer and know, you know, exactly what the hell that I'm doing. It took me a week to build my machine, but I'm so glad that I did it. I'm so glad that I did it. And it was a great learning experience, and now I know what the hell I'm doing. In fact, this weekend, by the way, just tip for chat. I'll provide you the link, but it's important if you have a PC to clean out your PC. There's like this blower that you can buy off of Amazon, and what I do is I unplug everything. I take the screen off, and then I take it out. I put it on a towel, and I take it outside, and I use this blower that just like fans off all of the dust. So I started doing that last year because things get dusty, you know, and as that dust accumulates, you know, it can kind of cause some problems with some parts. But I'm probably going to do that this weekend to clean out. Yummy. I'm probably going to do that this weekend too. And I do it once a year. It's not something that you have to do all the time. But yeah, I just I thought it was cool, and you know, I wasn't working in sports anymore. I was working in higher ed, and I just had a lot more time on my hands. So I was just like, well, I'll just try this streaming thing. And you know, those that have been with me from the very beginning obviously can see the progression of my streams and of everything, right? Of everything. So. But yeah, it was something that just looked like fun. Like I said, I've had my account since 2015, didn't do anything with it for years. And then, you know, I started getting into it. I started watching other streamers. Oh, you asked me about other streamers.
Yeah.
Who did I start watching? I started watching Dubby.
Okay.
I started watching Dubby. Let's see, who else did I start watching? Saxon Facts. I started watching Saxon Facts. He doesn't really stream that much anymore, but I tuned into him. I tuned into Prime Dimes. He's getting back into streaming, but he's a goat at Madden. I think he's going to be streaming it again for Madden 22, but loved his content. I love his streams, and he's extremely goated at Madden. Who are some other ones? And then, I just started popping into other people's streams, like, Swing Games and, Retro Yimmy and a ton of others, within the Madden directory, within the Madden community. But yeah, outside of Madden, there's a couple of, I have some friends that are on Twitch and I'll hang out in their streams and everything like that. There is a streamer that I was absolutely glued to for like pretty much all of 2019. His name, and you guys have heard me talk about him, but his name is Kit Boga. Okay.
Okay.
He's a huge Twitch streamer. In fact, I think he even had like a segment at TwitchCon back in 2019. But basically what he does, well, just to give you some background on him, I think he used to be a full-time computer programmer. And he has like his own server, right? I think I don't know what it is, but he scams scammers. Like he will call scammers and say he has like this voice changer. And the whole objective is he keeps these scammers on the phone for as long as possible. Yeah. Like these scammers think that they're scamming him, but it's all fake. Like everything that he does is fake. So they think that they're actually going into his bank account. They think that they're actually remoted into his computer, and it's all fake. I mean, granted, they are remoting into his computer, but it's an environment that he set up specifically for his characters, right? And I'm telling you, he gets so like the people that are on the phone with him just get so upset and they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, it's just, I've been in tears sometimes watching his streams. It is so comedic. I mean, each stream that he fires up, he has well over like 9,000 people watching him. It's so funny and it's so great. But that is awesome. Yeah, I'm usually pretty big into Kit Boga. I'm trying to think of any. That's pretty much it. I mean, I pretty much just stay in the Madden community. I stream hop from time to time to try and show, as much support as I possibly can in one day, because it can get, it can get difficult to be in everybody's stream and engage and everything like that. So, but yeah, I to answer your question, I just did it because I had more time on my hands and it looked like fun, and I just kind of progressed as time progressed.
Okay. Now, do you have any special plans for Madden 22? I know that you've been on the TikTok game recently and been doing pretty good at it. And by the way, I expect to see a clip from today, one of your me's scoring a touchdown. I expect to see one of them on TikTok. But what's your plans going into Madden 22? More TikToks? Yeah, are you gonna jump into YouTube?
I'll probably make one tonight. If not, I'll probably get up and make a couple in the morning. Okay. But so as far as new things, I will start creating YouTube content. It's I don't know. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too much.
Yeah. That's fine.
I said it in chat earlier. Expect to see some YouTube content within the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'll be honest and say I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going to learn it as I go on. But YouTube content is coming, and you'll get an even more glimpse into my life with that as well.
Now, do you already have a YouTube account right now?
I do have a YouTube account.
If people want to find you, what can I put in the chat? Is it just Lauren?
I don't have like a unique URL yet.
Okay.
Here, let me just go to my YouTube page now, and I'll paste the link in here. Just bear with me just a second.
Cool.
But yeah, I've been getting some followers. I mean, like I said, there's legit no content on there, but I'll go ahead and paste it in the chat now.
Update on LaurenWkr. Oh, you know what?
Update on LaurenWkr.
Whisper it to me in the DMs and I'll put it in there.
Oh, gotcha. My bad.
Yeah.
I will.
All right, so super excited to see the YouTube vids. Really excited about that. One other thing I want to talk to you about is your passion for cameras. And, I had to mention it. My wife is a photographer. She loves it. I've shown her some of your tweets of your recent purchases. How many cameras do you have? And and just talk about your passion of photography, or are you just a camera collector?
Yeah, so the camera right now that I'm using as my webcam, I am using the Fujifilm X-T2.
Okay.
With a 16 millimeter 1.4. The XT2 was actually my first ever real professional camera. Granted, it's not full frame. It's an APS-C sensor, but it takes amazing photos. In fact, like I said, that was my first real camera. And then when I realized that I could actually use this as a webcam, I went on ahead and started using it as a webcam. And then I graduated to, I have it here. I graduated to this XT30. This thing is a monster. This is actually what I use. Let's see, I've got the 23 1.4 on it. I'm a Fuji loyalist. I did kind of cheat on Fuji a little bit ago, and I bought the Sony ZV-1, and I'm going to be using that for my YouTube content. But I love my XT30. All those photo shoots that you see me posting, whether it be of my mom or my sister, or graduation and stuff like that, I actually use this.
Okay.
And then I have my newest baby that I've actually been using all the time, and I still have yet to post my pictures from New York. Yeah. But this is the X100V. Oh, and so it's nice. Amazing. Like, it's literally it's a fixed lens, so you don't you work with what you have here.
Yeah.
The aperture goes all the way down to 2, and I mean, it's so sharp. It's so sharp even at 2. But I actually got into photography, I want to say 2017.
Okay.
2017 was when I started to get into photography, and to me, pictures last forever. Everything else goes away, but a picture lasts forever. So and I'm all about capturing moments. I'm all about capturing moments, and I just love taking photos when I can. Streaming, I will say that I was full-blown photography, but then when I started going into streaming, like, the photography aspect kind of took a back seat.
Yeah.
So I would say, I mean, I should make more time for photography, but I would say that my streaming is kind of a little bit more on the. I'm doing more streaming than I am taking photos. I will say that. Like, I do take photos here and there, like the photos of my shoes. Like, I use, this is what I used, right?
Yeah.
This is what I used, and the JPEG quality of this is amazing as well. Like, I literally just transfer the photos from here to my phone, edit them on my phone in Lightroom, and then boom, I'm done. So, but this thing is a beast. It costs beast money too, but I absolutely. I love this camera, and it's so nostalgic too. Like, it's got that old, awesome. It's got that old school vibe to it. So this is literally an everything camera. It's just like, oh, I just feel like going out taking photos. Like, yeah, this is an everything camera. So.
Yeah, my wife.
But yes, I am kind of a camera junkie, just a little bit.
she I like to show her the different things. She's into it. She tells me some of the prices just for lenses, and I'm all.
Oh yeah. And I don't, it's interesting that you say that, because, like, that's why I say I'm a Fuji loyalist. Like, you won't see me jumping over, full gear, like to Canon or Sony, because I mean, all of my, everything combined here, I mean, this is like well over, I would say, $5,000, maybe even more. Oh, I mean, I've got at least 3 lenses here that are at least $1,000. So that, that's 3 lenses, $3,000, and that's not including the bodies. That's not including the other lenses that I have. So, it's very, very pricey and expensive to jump from different brands. So, Fujifilm was my first camera that I bought, and I love them. Like, maybe one day when I do start picking up photography a little bit more than I do streaming, I could become a Fuji ambassador. I would love to, but and it's funny too, because a lot of people that are, using Sony and are using Canon, they're going to Fuji. Like, they are just, the Fuji is well known for their colors and well known for, just the sharpness of their imagery, even if with it not being full frame cameras, so.
Nice.
But yeah.
All right. We're going to come down to the portion where I got some random questions. Just answer it how you would. First one. You being a Steelers fan, everyone know you're a Steelers fan. I don't know if you've ever talked about this, but who is your all-time favorite Steeler?
I'm sure chat would know, but I kind of took a picture of my jersey yesterday.
Was it Troy P?
Yeah, Troy Polamalu. The hair. All right. Troy Polamalu.
Next question. If you could learn a language, what language would you learn?
Wow. If I could learn another language, I would say it's a toss between French and Spanish. I think Spanish is probably a little bit easier just because there's a lot of similarity. Like, it's not that much of a crossover.
Yeah.
I would love to learn French. I would absolutely love to learn French.
All right. You are given a ticket to go anywhere in the world to snap pictures. Where do you want to go to?
Oh, wow.
What's the best place for scenery?
Anywhere.
For you?
I would say anywhere that has mountains. I'm kind of a mountain. I love mountains. Like, this is gonna sound really cheesy. This is gonna sound like, oh my gosh, Lauren, is this the same Lauren? Like, my dream is to just go on top of a mountain and just take it all in. Like, just, I don't know. Like, I get so emotional, like, when I see mountains, and just like, I just love mountains. So anywhere with mountains, like, there's excellent places here in the States, obviously more so out west.
Yeah.
Definitely Canada. Canada has some bomb mountains. As far as overseas, I'm not really that educated on like different places overseas
like
that have
Fiji,
mountains, but I would say, yeah, I would say anywhere that has mountains for sure.
Nice,
for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, look at Roy. Roy said West Virginia. Heck yeah.
Hey. Heck yeah. Let's go. All right, number 3.
Stupid.
You can
said,
go.
So I can order my creme brulee in French.
You can go to any concert, past or present, be front row center. Which one are you going to? Any artist?
Michael Jackson. I would say it's a toss between Michael Jackson and or Whitney Houston.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
Those are
Janet's still, obviously I can see Janet, but in terms of, I'm not degrading. I love my Janet. All right. Don't get me wrong. I love my Janet. I've seen Janet so many times. In fact, I've said this quite a few times actually, but prior to COVID hitting, I was going to see her twice next year. I was going to see her at the Cincinnati Music Festival.
Oh, okay.
And then I was going to see her again in Louisville because she was going back on tour. But, you said past or present. I would say it's a toss between Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson. I think Michael Jackson would probably have been an excellent experience.
Yeah.
But obviously I would go to see Whitney to hear her sing. Like, it's just, there's literally no one, in my opinion, that can touch Whitney Houston.
Michael is just the ultimate performer. And, the experience to be there is just awesome. Whitney is one where you standing there and you probably would just feel chills like the whole night. Like,
well, even with Michael, I don't know if you've seen any of the in fact, I think you can get it on DVD, but the HBO special where he was in Bucharest, I think in 1993. Michael Jackson, all he had to do was just stand on stage with his aviators on for however long he stood there, and like, he could have done that all night, and they all just went crazy. Like, they all just were screaming there. Like, I will never forget watching that concert and then just seeing that camera just panoramic around him, and he's just standing there with those aviators, and it's like, that is Mike, man. Can't nobody touch Michael. What other artist could do that, right? Like, what other artist could just stand there and people just went crazy? Didn't sing a word, didn't dance a move. He just stood there. And like, I don't know. I get it. Everyone has a different opinion on Michael, but I grew up listening to Michael. I grew up listening to Janet. I grew up listening to Whitney and pretty much anything R&B, hip hop, rap. You guys listen to what I listen to in my streams, and I'm singing pretty much all the words to them. So, but yeah, That would have been amazing to see Michael.
All right, top 3 restaurants of all, or that you would go to. Your go-to top 3 restaurants. What do you like?
Wow. Oh, this is tough. This is tough. I can't necessarily say the actual like name, but I love steaks. I love Italian.
Okay.
And then I would say anything that's got soul food.
Okay.
So
you know, let me rephrase it like this then. All right, you like Italian. What is a good Italian dish that you like to eat? You know, Alfredo.
I'm not really big on Alfredo. Like when I go to I would say like eggplant's pretty good.
Okay.
You know, your lasagnas, your manicotti, like different things like that. Sometimes I'll get like salmon. I'll get salmon with like, you know, angel hair pasta with a salad and, you know, something light, not too heavy all the time. Big Stupid is correct. I do love chicken.
And what is your go-to soul food? And, you know, take out fried chicken. What is your go-to for soul food?
Let's see. Obviously chicken, macaroni, green beans or collard greens.
Now macaroni. I want to touch on macaroni. How do you like your macaroni made? Because there's a lot of big variances of macaroni. Like you like the thick noodles, thick cheese, the casserole style. Like how do you like your macaroni?
It doesn't matter so long as it has Mexican Velveeta. I like my macaroni with a little kick to it, with a little spice to it. So if you haven't tried that, definitely try that. I got introduced to that about 5 years ago at Thanksgiving, and I told my mom, we're not deviating from this. Mexican Velveeta will forever be in our macaroni.
Okay, I like that. All right. All right, last question.
Okay.
You're at a round table. You could pick 4 people, past or present, that you can sit there, chat it up, pick their brains, dead or alive. Who are you inviting to your round table?
Oh, wow. Wow.
I know it's a tough one.
Wow. I would probably say Malcolm X one.
Okay.
Let's see. The Dalai Lama.
Okay.
My grandfather. On my mom's side. Well, I would say both my grandfathers.
I'll put a couple more seats at the table for you.
Okay. So let's see. We've got the Dalai Lama. We've got Malcolm X. We've got grandfathers. Let me see.
I thought you might have had someone tattooed on your arm that you was like thinking about putting.
Oh no. I don't know what was going on with my arm there.
Got you.
Oh goodness. I'm trying to think of some females.
Any athletes?
I
don't know if we go way back.
I'll go Viola Davis. Viola Davis.
Okay.
I love Viola Davis. She's amazing at everything that she does.
You got one more spot.
One more spot. Wow.
Any actresses? Any singers?
I'll say Janet, but I know that I won't be able to stop crying.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm sitting here with you. Like I probably wouldn't even be able to muster up anything. Like I was like, I can't. You don't understand how many songs I've got through life that you. Yeah. I'll stick with that. Viola Davis, Janet Jackson, my grandfathers, the Dalai Lama, and Malcolm X.
Okay, I like that. And you know what? Hey, when Lauren becomes partner, And, you know, and her stock just continues to go up there. Hey, maybe we can make it happen, you know, if like everybody on Twitter, whatever, we hit up Janet Jackson and just have her just pop up in her stream and say, hey, we can make it happen. We can make it happen.
Oh my gosh. I could totally see Janet being like, oh my gosh, what is Twitch? I don't know what Twitch is. Let's wait a while. I don't know what Twitch is.
That would be awesome, though. I'm pretty sure we could get some people in support. We'll hit her up on Twitter. You know, we'll make it happen. Even if it's just a tweet, her saying happy birthday on September 9th. Guys, September 9th, you guys can send a lot of gifts and, you know, go crazy for the birthday. But, you know.
And it's kickoff weekend. It's kickoff weekend, too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yep. Let's go. Hey, I want to say thank you so much. You did a 4-hour stream. You were with me for 2 hours. I know you're probably ready to just relax, settle down, go drink that green tea. But it was so awesome chatting it with you. Like right here, you know, it's just a different experience of typing something in the chat and actually speaking with you.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I can't thank you enough for inviting me. To be a part of this. This was a lot of fun, and you know, I'm always down to do these things. Always down to do these things. So if you want a part 2 at some point, I'd be more than happy. I'd be more than happy to do a part 2.
Definitely, I would love to collab with you.
This was fun. I hope I didn't get too deep. I hope some of the deepness that I got was okay with everybody.
Oh no, it was good. It was good. I do have 2 things. One, who would you like to see me interview next?
Ooh, that's a great question. Wow. Who would I like to see you interview next?
Anybody? Yep.
Wow. Are you guys gonna crucify me? Well, no. You know what? I know. Straights ain't gonna do no interview. He ain't gonna do no interview. You know what? I'm gonna go with the homie Retro Yimmy.
Retro Yimmy.
We need to get because Yimmy's on his way to partner as well. We need to get Yimmy involved in more of these types of things.
Yimmy that. I will be so down. Dude, like, I don't even know if you know, I've been hanging out in Retro Yimmy's streams even more. Hey. I love Retro. Retro.
You are totally worthy. You're gonna kill it in Madden. You're already killing it. You're gonna kill it even more in Madden 22. Partner is definitely on your way as well.
Yes.
As well. And he's got Groot, so it's practically a 2-in-1.
It's perfect.
Right there.
It's perfect. And the last thing is I got a confession to make. So we had matched up last week in Madden.
Yes.
And I was in your stream. No, not when we were playing. But I was in your stream waiting for you to hit the matchup button to send, and I matched up at the same time. Just to play you.
Well, first and foremost, I realize how difficult that may have been for you to admit that to me. So I commend you. I commend you for being truthful with that, because I'm sure that took a lot. So
it was rough.
I commend you. I commend you for doing that. Bro, soccer. I mean, it was a good game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. In fact, I matched up. I don't know if you're familiar with E. Davis. He's another up and coming in the Madden community. Love him to death. We actually got matched up, and he quit. He quit on me, man. I wanted to play him, and he quit out. I mean, it would have been hell. Like, he would have just totally tore me to smithereens. But I wanted to play, him. But wow, okay, all right, no worries at all. I'm sure.
This is what happened. Guys, no, I did not stream snipe. All right, I am not no Texas Wraith. I did not Texas Wraith Yimmy type style, no. As soon as I saw that we were matched up, I closed the screen. I ran told Roro. I ran told Mrs. Shocker. Came back up. I think Roro was in his room when he tuned in. I think he said something like, "Yeah, Lauren was like, you haven't been in here for a long time."
Oh,
And
yeah.
then Mrs. Shocker went downstairs.
He hasn't been in my stream all summer, and the one time he comes into my stream just so happens to be when you and I match up.
But nah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll do it again.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, no, you're Xbox. You're Xbox now.
Oh, so, that's true.
So I won't get to see you on the other side, but I will be.
But I'm still gonna. I'm gonna be stretched thin, but I'm debating if I want to do a no money spent on
PS5.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
Oh, we'll see. But
all right. Well, again, thank you so much. I had to let you know. I had to let you know.
Of course. I appreciate you having me on. Thank you for having me on. Chat, thank you so much for hanging out and providing all of those wonderful questions and hearing what your girl has to say about her life and wanting to get to know me a little bit more. And as you guys know, I love you. If you don't hear anywhere, you're always going to hear it from me. I love you. Always treat people how you want to be treated. And of course, reach out to someone that you have not talked to. And even if there's someone that you kind of had a falling out with, just, life is short. Just make amends. Just say, hey, I'm sorry. Even if you know it's not your fault, just say, hey, I'm sorry. I just, you'll feel better about it. Because they'll look at you as the bigger person. And, just... life is short, man. Life is super short. Just be kind, be good, and just continue to try to have. I know it's hard. I know it's like it's hard for me. Like I literally opened up to you guys and told you I've been in therapy for 5 years and I'm on medication, and I get that it's hard. I know that it's hard, but just try. Just try. Every day I wake up and I try. So I ask you to do the same, to wake up every day and try. I know it's hard. I really, really do know it's hard, but wake up every day and try.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the insight. Let's go, Lauren.
Yes.
Yeah, stay positive. And yeah, again, thank you for just opening up and sharing a lot of different things that we can apply to our lives. Everybody out there, definitely, stay positive. Be that light in somebody's darkness.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
All right.